Okay, so for these, it's basically the same thing as the previous question, except you're going to need to find the y coordinates for the range, right? So basically I have two coordinate pairs. One of them is going to start with -2, and the other one's going to start with -3/2. And I need to find what the corresponding y coordinates are. And I'm going to do that by substituting those numbers into the function that they gave. So if I have y equals -2 squared plus 2, right? So all I did was take this number and substitute it in right there. So -2 squared is 4 plus 2 is 6. So that means -2 times 6 is a point that's on the function. And then I'm going to do the same thing with -3/2. So y is equal to -3/2 squared plus 2. So -3 squared is 9, and 2 squared is 4. So it's 9/4 plus 2. I'm going to change the 2 so that it has the same denominator, right? So 2 is going to become 8/4. And then that's going to become 17/4. Okay, so 17/4. Okay, and now at this point we're just going to do the same thing that we did before. We're going to find the slope using the slope formula, and then we're going to substitute into y equals mx plus b to find the y-intercept. So let's say that this is x1, y1, x2, y2. So I'm going to do 17/4 minus 6 over -3/2 minus -2. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to make this positive, okay, because it's two negatives. I'm going to change the 6 into, let's keep writing. So let's do 17/4. I'm going to change the 6 that has the same denominator, so 6 becomes 24 divided by 4. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom, so it's going to be -3/2, so plus 2, so it's the same thing as 4/2, right? So I'm going to have -7/4 divided by 1/2. When you divide by half, that's the same as multiplying by 2, right? I could also just multiply the numerator and denominator by 2, so those cancel out. And then I'm left with -7/2, okay? So that means that my slope is -7/2. All I need to do now is use one of my original coordinates to find the y-intercept. So y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to do y is, I'll use this point here, right? It doesn't have fractions, so it'll be a little bit simpler. So 6 is equal to m, which is -7/2, times -2, because that's the x coordinate, plus b. So 6, both of these numbers are negative, so my value here is going to be positive. The 2's are going to cancel out, so I'm going to be left with +7 plus b. And then I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. Oops. So -1 is equal to b. Okay, so my final equation is just going to be y equals -7/2x minus 1. Okay, so actually, no, for this one, they actually just asked you to find the average rate of change. So really, this is just your answer. Okay, so you can do this part if you want to, but you don't really need to. All right.